you know, if there's someone watching that's offended by that, oh, premium. No, I'm joking. I've never bought Tinder Gold. Like, just that confidence he has without being a cunt.
Like, I feel like lads can go to the gym, lift weights, be hench, without being a prick.
Hello, welcome back to another Shamble Rambles podcast. Today it is just me and Luke. It was meant to be Jay, but I smell deceit. No, Jay's busy. So yeah, it's just me and Luke, and today we've got actually quite a nice podcast. Obviously it'll have its funny bits, but bro, I've got some deep questions on this. Okay. First off, how are we?
Sound, to be fair.
Tired?
Right, so basically, I was on the overnight at work, and 10 till 6 AM, and then like, my manager thought it was a really good idea to put me on the night I've got college at 9 in the morning, maths.
Hey, he's a great guy. He's not a fucking cunt who everyone hates.
I'm tired.
I was going to ask Jay how his new job is, but congratulations to Jay. He's got
first.
Luke, plans for the future.
To be honest,
with anything, not your ambitions.
Oh yeah, fuck that. I don't have them. Honestly, just keep going with my tattoo journey, trying to get like as much
Go on, you know you want to.
Right, so fucking like grim, like you know what tattoos are like when they're like healing. But finally got my sleeve finished. But the goal is now, I just want to, obviously over time, because obviously, you know, Christmas comes around and all that bullshit. But like, just trying to get as full and inked up as possible so that I'm still not getting tattooed at fucking 40 years of age. And I don't have anything like financially serious to worry about. Just get it all done when you're young, do you know what I mean?
And there's another thing that's changed since our last podcast. We're both in relationships.
Yeah.
The plan is to keep that going. Obviously, I'm with you on the tattoos, just because, yeah, I'd rather get as many as I can.
While you're young.
But get what you want, get what you're happy
like,
with.
don't rush into it and like see something cool, and then when you're like older, you don't actually think that's cool. So
yeah.
Like, I get what you mean with that. Keep
going with Case. She's lovely. You're lovely. And you with Crystal.
Yeah, man.
Bottle o' Crystal.
As you like to call FaceTime wife or whatever you said.
Yeah, FaceTime. Congratulations. He's killing the game, he's killing it. This is actually a really good question for just the two of us, because I feel like this is a good conversation. What is the meaning of friendship?
Okay. You know what, I'll let you go first.
Consistency, I'd say.
Okay.
I think it's... So, when you brought up, you're fully told about friendships, how they come and go, all that sort of stuff. And that's fine. You know, you can have great friendships that do come and go. But I think consistency is... Okay. So, like, someone who... Like, maybe there is a time that you dipped in talking to them, and there's times that you're not as close as you were.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, ones that... If someone said describe them, you would choose the same words all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like Joe. I don't see Joe now as much as I used to, but I'd still describe him the exact same way.
Yeah. Okay, I'd say for me, I'd say, number one, I'd say you've got to have tough love with a friend, because like, for me, like, if I had someone that I'm really close with, I don't want yes men. Yeah. I don't want people around me going, oh yeah, you're sick, or agreeing with everything I say, because then it's just forced and you're not seeing like that true side of your mate. Because I feel like if your mate did something stupid, or let's say, for example, like your mate's got some like serious situation with like, some fucked up people, and let's say something bad's going to happen, you're not going to egg them on to be like, yeah, fight.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that your friend is getting out of any sort of danger and making like the best decisions as possible. And I'd say the same thing with you, consistency. And you don't have to see a mate 24/7. There's people that I know that, it's like Alex, my mate from college, I don't normally speak to him every single day, but I know he's good. Like, I feel like, it's like, it was in a Youngblood song, it was like, my friends think I'm dead because I haven't texted them in 2 days or something.
Yeah.
That's so true, because like I hate when friends get butthurt, because like it's like, even with you, like I'm super close with you, but when I have a conversation, I don't have to keep it going, because like we know each other's like comfortability, and we know that I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you left me undelivered for like 3 minutes, like fuck you. So like I'd say tough love and consistency, 100%.
No, yeah, consistency is always the word that jumps to my mind, and
just being real, man.
But there are friendships that go. So like, and yeah, I will talk about this. Obviously, I didn't start the podcast with you. I started it with Joel, and the other week, after we uploaded that one we all did, I went back and watched the episode I did with him about his music, and I still think it's the best episode I've done yet. I really enjoy the ones we do with the four of us. It's a laugh, but the podcasts are, they're conversations, and the conversation we had was amazing. And like with Joel, obviously there's times where we make jokes about it because it's funny. Like, Jesus Christ, laugh rather than cry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
But all the time I was friends with him, he was a great friend. We never fell out.
Yeah.
It's just friendships do come and go.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want to throw shade at Joel at all. Obviously, I'll make jokes about it, and bro, he'll make jokes about me. And they come and go for a reason. I'm not the same person as when I met him.
Yeah. And
even when I was friends with him. So, you know, it's understandable that things come and go.
I'll say that's true as well, because obviously when I first met you, you were actually like still very, like, even I weren't really. I was getting close with you. I feel like I started getting close with you like once I turned 18, and obviously I remember watching that Christmas podcast. That's when like you were really good. And to be fair, I have like, and it's not bad or good. It's just your personality. You have. I feel like you've matured a lot, and I feel like with you now, like you deal with things like that easily. You're not a stresshead. You literally just be like, it generally is what it is.
I think it'd have been worse if it was someone that you genuinely were like the closest you could ever be, and then you had something that you fell out and you never want to talk to them again.
Yeah.
Like, if something that good ends with something horrible, then you are just going to be like, they're a cunt. I don't think he's a cunt.
Yeah. I had the same sort of situation like the other day. I've had a mate I've known since like year 6. He's literally been with me for such a long time, obviously. Paid his respects at the funeral. I've known him since high school. The kid followed me around, and I don't even mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, we were like glue. Everyone at school was like, you two brothers, like, you related.
Yeah.
And first year of college he was sound, second year, and then the third year he's found his own way, but personally, and a lot of my friendship group, it's personally, we don't think he's doing the right thing. He's now all of a sudden a roadman, and like, obviously he doesn't act like one, but like, out of nowhere the kid went from like wearing like normal average clothes, which is absolutely fine. We both grew up on the same sort of fucking money line, like, but like now he's wearing like trap star, hood rich, and like giving the persona that he's a bad man, but we all know that he would like flee from any situation, which I've said to him before. Just because you're not a fighter doesn't make you less of a man or anything like that. Just because you don't want to, like, not every man wants to be like, come on then, let's go.
And there's a similar thing that, so the person I'm on about, I wouldn't say I'm friends with. I like him, but you know how it is when people go down this road.
Yeah.
When you can, and I've got a question later on about this, and I think I'll just ask it now. How can you tell when someone's not happy? Now, I'd say this is a big thing, but it's hard to tell the actual situation.
Okay.
So, obviously people of that age and our age go out and start experimenting and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
are they doing it for fun, or are they doing it for what they think is fun?
Oh, I say. So are you saying in a way, are they doing it because like they actually find it fun, or it's because my mate's doing it, this must be fun in a way? Is that what you're trying?
Yeah. What sort of? But I mean, like, are they doing it because of like emotions or something's upsetting them?
Well, right. With that question, not the first one you asked. With the is it fun or is it not really? I'll be honest. When I first ever tried doing stuff, well, whenever it was asked upon me, I was like, and just for your information, this is when my dad was alive. I was Mr. Drugs are bad, don't smoke, fucking up your life.
And they are.
They are. And as well, in my opinion, and this is true, if you ever think that you want to try it, moderation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like, don't do this, do that, because then I'm a massive fucking cunt and a hypocrite. But if you ever do things, it's like, I've got loads of friends that smoke weed, and in my opinion, I've smoked it in the past, and like, you know what, I still do, but I do it in moderation. I don't do it in the form of, to the point where I'm a fucking zombie, and I'm a complete different person. Like, you need to take things in moderation. Obviously, when it comes to like extreme high class drugs that can literally pretty much kill you.
I feel like don't go into too much detail, but yeah.
Do not touch those things. But when it comes to things like that, in moderation, and 100% don't do things just because you think you might.
Once you get past the first starting going out, if you tried something, you might not like it, and then you'd just be like, no, I didn't like that. Yeah. Whereas if people, so there were people that I knew were doing shit at school,
oh my God.
Like extreme stuff, and then that's when it's just like, oh no, that was good, even though they might have fucking hated it, and then that's when they go on to do.
And I think you're all right on the age. I think like if you're a young lad and let's say you're 12 years old and you've been drinking since that age, that's not good. But like me, I only first actually started drinking when I was 18. I did it by the book. Like my parents were like, you can do what the fuck you want, but you wait until you're 18. Like you're not doing that, because I feel like if you do it at a young age, you build up an addiction, and then that's when you depend on it. But when you're young and then you like experiment something, you know in your head, you've got your head screwed on. You know what's right, what's wrong, and if you like it, you're old enough to be like, that's
and there's another thing.
Like
so like school, it's like if people are like, oh no, don't do that because you've got school in the morning. Oh, who cares? You might not want to go to work on a come down or hungover or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I'm not turning this into like one big chat about drugs, because ultimately, if someone wants to go out and take something, what we're saying is not going to stop them.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, Jesus Christ, enjoy yourselves. Just
live.
The only thing I would say is, if you're not completely happy and you're not...
Wouldn't go there.
Yeah, and you're not really even in the mindset to go out, you're just doing it to try and help yourself out, don't do anything. And I ask this because there's one specific person that I am starting to see that he's not doing it just for fun. You know what I mean? He's excess.
Yeah.
I think you know I'm on that.
Yeah.
It's sad, and it genuinely is sad.
100%.
But I only use that as an example. So, what do you think are the signs that someone's not completely happy?
Well, it depends on the person, because for me, I feel like I'll use myself for example, because I'm just honest, really. But for me, you'll know when I'm like down is like I'm not the type of person to like put extreme like depressive things on my story. For me, music helps me a lot. So one thing you'll notice, I'll have pretty like maybe a deep song or like a song that shows a lot of emotion, and I'll put it on my story. Or I'm not. So I could be in a room full of my mates, and they could probably be saying the funniest shit, like piss myself, I'm gonna die, funny shit, and you're just not into it. It doesn't matter what's going on, something hilarious could happen. You're just like, Do you know what I mean? Like, you're off in the situations. You're not in focus with the conversations, and it's like you just CBA to do shit. I think.
No, I get that. That's a good way of putting it. And I think it's different. So I think, say if I was chilling with Case and there was something wrong, I'd probably be just quiet and it'd be a lot more obvious.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with someone that you're in a relationship with, you go more moody, and you're just there actually like thinking about things. And like me and you had a little conversation about this last night. But I think if I was with you, it'd be. I think I would just tell you.
Yeah. I'd make you. Bro.
If I was around the group, you'd probably know.
But you'd hide it.
I'd definitely hide it because there's people that I wouldn't tell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell a year after it happened. You know what I mean? Like I've got something that a few of you know, and even though the others probably know, I didn't tell them.
No, literally. Yeah.
You know what?
I was nearly about to be like, and I'm like, no, but yeah, like with me, you know that you can literally say anything, and you have said some crazy shit, and it just doesn't faze me. So I've said to you before, like, fucking just say it. I'm like it in relationships as well, like, you know, and like they're feeling down and shit. I'm just like, bro, fucking cry. Yeah. Let it out. Just let it out. You're not gonna disappoint me. You're not gonna annoy me. Just fucking let it out. Just let it out. It's the best thing to do. For me, I say this, I'm very hypocritical because I'm extremely stubborn. Like, it's got to be extremely serious for me to just be like, brum. Like, it's got to be on your mind for ages. Like, it's got to be something that's been digging at you and digging at you. If it's something little, it will just slide over. But if something that's that one thing that's been going on your mind for months and months and months, in the end, you will just let it out.
With my feelings, I'm very 0 to 100. So like something could bother me, but I sort of like put it off, and it doesn't bother me until it gets to a really bad point.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's not fucking. And I am so aware I do not have a very difficult life at all. Like, yes, I work hard and I'm tired most of the time, but bro, compared to a lot of people, I do not have a difficult life. And I think that's where the sort of brushing it off part comes. And if there's any advice I would give to anyone, I'd say don't be a fucking whinger that like you get the slightest little thing and you're just like having a heart to heart with your mates each time. You don't have to fucking do that because that's how you push your mates away.
Yeah.
But I would say if something is playing on your mind, don't even have a heart to heart about it. Just say it out loud, acknowledge it, and then it kind of feels like you've spoken about it.
Yeah.
Rather than getting to a point that that it's killing you. I think that is the best advice for someone who you can tell is not actually that happy.
Yeah.
But there's some people that I see put on a massive front and you would say are really funny people, but you can just tell they're not happy. And I'm not on about the same person. I'm just on about overall. There are people who I would describe as hilarious. Tom. Tattoo Tom. He's hilarious. But you know, but he has his serious times.
Yeah. And I feel like with that as well, when you say, how can you tell? When you know something's happened, and they create, I do it a lot. I create this fake, funny energy. Like I'm so happy, but it's just to be like, I'm like you, laugh and cry. Just be like for me, I'll just be a retard around my friends. Obviously, if something's going on and I'm home, obviously I'm not gonna be like that. But I feel like sometimes when you're with your mates, it's not fair on them. You being a soppy twat, even if something serious happened, it's not fair on them because it's not their fault. So for you being around them, let's say they've invited you or you've just come round, if you're that bad of a like serious, then I don't think this is everyone's like mindset. This is probably just mine, but I wouldn't want to be that soppy twat with my mates. So I'd either not go or right, let's just fucking pretend I'm okay and just like be a divvy. Do you know what I mean? So you know when you say heart to heart with your friends, the people that turn it around on themselves, I hate that.
Mm.
Even if something serious is going on, like with myself and my friends telling me, not once am I gonna go, yeah man, me too. No. I'm gonna take in that information and like forget about myself for a moment. Do you know what I mean?
You've nailed that. I feel like with the podcasts, when me and Joel did do it, and yeah, I've mentioned Joel quite a bit in this, but when we did it, it was very much an idea because we would just sit in here and have conversations. And I remember he said to me, he was like, why isn't there a fucking camera on this?
Yeah.
Like, and me and you, it's very similar. Me and you will just have conversations about stuff.
People have said that I'm very similar to Joel, somehow. A lot of people have said that.
You're both very funny, and you're very quick with your responses. I don't. If someone said name who looks most similar, I couldn't think of anyone, because you very different, and your interests are very different. But in terms of being able to talk in conversation flowing, yes, and he was very good at that, very good. Because of that, that's what the podcast always was. Like, obviously, it's funny to have the ones where it's the four of us just making jokes, but I feel like there's some times and some conversations that you just shouldn't hold back on.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's stuff that you'd keep off camera.
Yeah.
So that obviously that's why we've alluded to things so we understand what we're on about. But I feel like that's a good thing to talk about. Because a lot of people do that, mate. A lot of people go out when they're not really feeling like it.
We've all done it.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all done it.
Like, and sometimes just stay in. You know what I mean? Have your fun times, do what you want, enjoy yourself. But when you are feeling...
When you're at
like,
rock bottom.
When you feel like you don't... Not even rock bottom. When you feel like you just don't fancy it.
Yeah.
Just stay in. Like... And, not gonna lie, that's what I did on Saturday. Did not fancy it.
Yeah.
At all. And I stayed in. I'm fucking glad I did. Yeah, what's the next question? We nailed that. That was very good. This is a bit more of a light-hearted one.
Yeah.
But I feel like you'd have some good answers. Who is the all-time greatest YouTuber?
You're not going to know what I'm talking about.
Go on.
Okay, so I'm into like horror and like Slipknot and stuff. And I've been watching him since 2011. When he was literally at about 2,000, maybe 500 subscribers. Now he's on 140k. That's not big enough for like nowadays, like Sidemen, all them lot. But he's called the House of Masks, and he's got like the biggest Slipknot mask collection history. And there's something about him, like he's not Mr. Flash. He's made a YouTube channel on stuff he's passionate about, uploads it, and generally couldn't give a fuck what people think. And I feel like that is like, even though he's not popular, I feel like that's what more YouTubers need to have, that like mindset too, because like it's a bit like when the fucking, remember that 1,000-degree knife thing that was going on back? Everybody was doing it, and it's just like, I feel like everybody
all the trend stuff.
Genuinely, I hate it when like you've got that favourite YouTuber, it's just done a really good trend, it's funny, cool. And now you go on like your timeline and you've seen like 18 YouTubers do the same thing.
It's why I barely upload. And like my America video. So I went, in that video, I go to like eight parks. Right, I could have done a video I could have done what I did in the old days. I could have done a video from every single park, right? Obviously it's an American park, I'm going over, fancy thumbnail, it'd have got loads of views. Bro, that one singular video, it's half an hour, it's like 10 days, it's snappy, it's a lot more interesting. Like, and I'm prouder of that video. And I don't know what's coming out first, this or that America video, but I'm a lot more proud of that than if I just did individual videos. That is why I barely upload. So obviously the last things I've been uploading is the music.
Yeah.
But how long have I had that?
You've had so many songs
Like,
for so
Black
long.
Blackheart, nearly a year.
It's when I first met you. Well, it's when I first ever came to your house. That's the first song you showed me.
Blackheart I had made just before the Christmas podcast. So yeah, not far off a year. And Smoke and Kills was like 6 months ago. What's the other one? What Do We See? Outcast we made literally on the day we uploaded it. The Outcast music video we filmed on the day that we made it. I feel like just have things that you're passionate about.
Yeah, and that's why I find him so interesting, because like, obviously, not every single person in the world is gonna know who Slipknot are. Fucking hell, there's billions of people. But I just love how he's got his own community, like even on a fucking Facebook page. What YouTubers use Facebook anymore? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's got his own Facebook page, and he responds to fans. Bro, I spoke to him. I showed him my J tattoo, and he was like, "Oh, that's sick."
Oh man.
And I was like, generally, I don't speak. I'm making myself sound like I speak to him all the time, but the amount of times I'll just respond to his stories, he'll like it, or just like send something, and it's just like, obviously when you're as big as like the Simon and stuff, you're not going to be able to do that.
No, but
obviously.
140k,
But
that's
just
still
like,
that's still
I just
decent.
love how, like, even if he weren't passionate about like maths and stuff, I just like him as a person. Like, I even watch his YouTube channel that's literally about anything. Like, he's got his own podcast, and it's just like, just him as an individual, like how he's passionate about things, and it's just,
But it's like,
it's good, man.
it's like times do change. So like, obviously when I used to make all my old videos, bro, that's what I was passionate about. Like, and I was like a weird loner kid. So bro, and yeah, there is no one I appreciate more than my mum. Like, I don't think she knew how I felt, because I did feel like the loner kid, because I was. But I don't think she knew that. But that does not mean that I enjoyed it any less. Like, yes, now I'm 20. You know, I don't really want to go to Alton Towers going, I'm with my mum. Like, but when you're 14 and you're getting thousands of views and people enjoying it, bro, I can't think off the top of my head of an awful hate comment. There was a couple, but I can't think. There's not one that ever cut me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, obviously when we went to America, like, it wasn't as mad because I'm not a kid. Most rides in America that I went on, I could compare to something else. But whereas when I was going to like my first abroad parks, bro, there were times where I was like, oh my fucking god, like, you know what I mean? And it just moved with the times. And same when I do reviews on things, I'll do reviews on things that I'm actually going to give a shit about. So obviously Youngblood's album came out. I was so excited. Even if I hated it, I'd still be excited to be like, say why I hated it, even though I fucking loved it. Mainstream Sellout, I was waiting for it to premiere. I remember I was sat outside Via just before my shift started, and well, I was so excited to go through it, even though I find it a bit mediocre.
Yeah.
A
lot of the songs sound the same.
Like, I do enjoy it, and obviously 4th October we're going to see MGK.
Oh, I can't wait, man.
And I cannot wait for that. There's songs on that album I fucking can't stand. Emo Girl.
I know, we're singing it.
But I cannot wait for it live.
Yeah, I can't wait for that, man.
And who else are we going to see?
Youngblood.
Youngblood. February 18th, 19th, something like that. Can't wait. And obviously, after we've done this podcast, we're going to do our own of going through the album, reacting to it. We've both listened to it, but we'll get into that on the other one. Those are two things to really look forward to.
Yeah.
And also, I'll add on to this because I actually feel this. If you're not happy or you're going through a hard time, do something like that. Book something like your favourite artist for in months' time, because then you've got something to be like, no, but I've got that. Like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I literally said bucket list. Things I want to do before I die is see Youngblood. Bro, 6 months. This whole 6 months, even if I have a time where I'm like, fuck me, this is shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, right, well, the number one thing on my bucket list is happening.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's something it's so small to do, but I feel like it could just make a big difference.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, like you were saying about things that you're passionate about, so is he your answer?
Yeah.
Best YouTuber of all time?
Yeah, 100%. He's just someone I've stuck with all these years, and I feel like, even obviously we're not the same people, but for someone that I can watch as a YouTuber that shares the same passions with me, like literally when he was younger, watched literally the same music video as me, the Wait and Bleed music video, and just fell in love with the band. And for someone that you watch as a YouTuber that has the same passions as you, I think that's sick.
Yeah.
So if you watch some of the Sidemen, they're all very individual. They're very all like fairly judgy, and there's not like each of them like stand out. But I don't think you could you can't like go like, oh yeah, me and Vic Star have the same comments. We both play video games. That don't count. Do you know what I mean?
It's just very corporate now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, you know, there's some they're entertaining, but it's entertaining in the way that like a Netflix show is entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be the best performance ever, but you know it's a performance. It's like Rotashaw. He's literally said he does not like making videos. So when he goes on, he might be able to act like he's enjoying himself and crack jokes for an hour. But you know it's money.
Yeah.
And he's funny. Do not get me wrong, but
in a way, I feel like what's the word? Harry's frauded life.
What do you mean?
Like, number one, he doesn't even make YouTube anymore. YouTube videos anymore, and if it wasn't for the Sidemen, he wouldn't be making videos. So he'd just be one of those YouTubers that are like, you know, fucking top 10 washed YouTubers. Do you know what I mean?
And the only thing that I agree with you, the only thing that he has got is, fuck me, if you go through Sidemen's funniest moments,
he's literally
it's a Harry compilation.
I do like how he has no filter, but obviously nowadays you got to be careful. Like, I remember watching one of the Among Us videos, and he goes, "Well done, you bunch of fucking retards," and everyone pisses off. Obviously, to us, like, that's not even. Like, I don't care. It's not offensive.
But
Fuck
I feel like more people, because yeah, if you're offended by that, fuck me, there are worse things in the world. Get a fucking grip.
Yeah, like, honestly, fuck off.
Like, and you know, if there's someone watching that's offended by that, what can I say?
Cry me a river, faggot.
It's a bit offensive, but this is a good question, because I fucking disagree with this statement. Is it okay not... Oh, hang on. I'll answer my all-time favourite YouTuber. The reason I asked that question originally was a lot of people say Nico. Now, I find him quite irritating.
He's obnoxious.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why I don't think he can be the greatest. He's made a few of the greatest videos on YouTube. That KKK video, I will stand by, is probably the greatest piece of content on YouTube. It's incredible. Every single one of his videos, it's the same format, which is fine, because it works really well. The storytelling, the way it's made is flawless.
Yeah.
But because he's made those GOAT videos, the other ones just don't compare. So there's no consistency. So I'd say with YouTube, aim lower, be consistent. So I've got to say the kill count is the best.
Oh my god.
It's the best. It just is.
I forgot about him.
Bro, every episode is the same level of greatness, and it's elite level greatness, because it's the same formula.
And as well, like, back to the passion, like, that guy will sit there and watch a whole film, write a script, because you can tell he's reading a script, which is fair. Will literally, obviously he has his own editor, which is fair enough, but he will literally watch a whole film, analyse it, write a script about it, all these intricate details.
And he'll do it about films that he could not give a shit about.
Yeah, so it just shows, it just shows the passion. But with Nico, right, the reason I'm not the biggest fan of him, because if you look at their old videos, they're such rude cunts.
Yeah.
They're like, they would just go like, I love Chunks now, like, yeah, I do like him, but back in the day, he'll be in the street, and you'll have some, like, see a drunken or crackhead Don, which, you know, number one, like, pretty vulnerable. And they'll, like, talk, and they're like, oh, this guy, what a divvy, like, what a waste man.
There's
like,
one, I can't remember if it's...
Why are you doing that?
I can't remember it. I think it was Chunks. There's a guy literally holding the big issue. And I was just like, that doesn't sit well with me.
I don't like, and it's like, sometimes, like, they're just really, really rude to people, for, like, which I know is bants, but when someone's, like, actually, like, took their time out of their day to come and ask their question, and they'll be like, oh, you're a retard.
Where is the point that, like, I know Jay loves Beta Squad and all that, but where is the point that an accent stops being funny? It's like that. I honestly,
I've generally never found like Wallahi or
the film that pissed me off was fucking Four Lions. Everyone says it's the. I know you're smart. Everyone says it's the greatest fucking thing ever.
It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's just.
It's so fucking annoying. After 30 seconds, oh, we get it. You've got an accent. It's not. Oh, that drives me mental.
It's just the part where he's like, what up with dingy lappies, mate? That film, I couldn't watch it all the time, but when I first watched it, fuck me, I was in
But
bits.
I'm the same, so like, people say this guy's a genius, Sacha Baron Cohen. Can't stand him.
You're not a genius.
He's literally a prop and an accent. Like, I don't get why it's funny. So, for me, it's just a different sense of humour. I can't stand it when people say that I'm wrong for my sense of humour. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just can't stand it. So,
what? Do you mean, what sense of humour?
So, like, people who find someone who is just a prop and an accent funny.
What does that mean?
Like Borat.
Oh, okay.
Borat,
yes.
Four Lions. There's nothing about it that I find funny.
Okay.
So because I find like subtle things funny. So like
The Office.
yeah. Like for me, that's, I don't know. There's just something that it feels very unique. So I can't compare The Office to anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Four Lions, I can compare to Borat. I can compare to like other things like Ali G and all that. Yeah, like. So, yeah, I agree with you about Beta Squad and all that. Young Philly, I don't like him. I like King Kenny. He actually seems sound.
I like Darkest Man. Whatever his name is. I just find him. He's the black version of Harry.
Yeah.
No filter, and I feel like he's the best out of all of them. I don't know why. He's funny, man.
I mean, I know in videos.
I can't stand Nico.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand him. He thinks he's so jokes.
He does. Yes, he does. Every time I watch one of his videos, I'm expecting the best because he's amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
But he knows that these days, and that KKK video was incredible.
Mad.
And then there's a couple of others, but I wouldn't say he's the GOAT. Honestly, I would have to say, I wouldn't say the greatest YouTuber is James A. Janice, but what he makes it's the greatest show on YouTube. Every single episode I'm watching. Because passion wins through.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
So yeah, that statement that I was going to say, is it okay not to be okay? No. Just flat out simply. You know.
Is it okay?
You know how people go, it's okay not to be okay? When they're basically saying it's alright to be sad or to be going through shit. Mm-hmm. Right. No, it's not alright. No one should be going through shit. No, and I hate it when people say that. Oh, it's okay not to be okay. No, it isn't. Try and get fucking better. Because it gives them this sense of security that they're just like, oh, it's okay to feel like this. It's not.
See, the only thing I have on that is, I'm 100% with you. No one should be going through shit, but for me, like, do you know when you get the people that, so I've seen some mates have some really fucked up horrible parents where they'll get told off for feeling sad. And that's why I'm like 50-50 on what you mean, because I feel like if you're feeling shit, it's okay to feel like that. We all have like those emotions.
No, yeah.
But I get what you mean, like
the
better.
intention behind the statement, yeah.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. But when anyone's had those chats with me, and then it ends with it's okay not to be okay, that always makes me think, oh, that means it's going to get better. and it stops you actively trying to get better. So like that's where for me the actual statement and the intentions behind it fully agree with.
Okay.
But personally, I will use that word again. I would say that was one of the least helpful things anyone ever said to me.
I've never really. The only thing I've ever heard is like my mum say, it's you're allowed to feel like this. Because for me, when I like feel like kind of like down, I feel like it's bad like what you're doing. But then like my mum kind of says to me like you're allowed to have your down days.
Yeah,
that's probably why I get confused with like that statement.
Bro, yeah, trust me, like I fully agree, and I do agree with the statement. If you're crying and you feel bad about it, and someone goes, it's like that clip of Harry Styles going, "Crying's very manly."
Yeah.
That's something that makes you feel good in that moment. You're not always crying. You could always not be okay. And if you stop actively trying because someone's like, it's okay to feel like this, I feel like that just prolongs it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, I can only talk for myself. That when anyone said that to me, I just found it really unhelpful. So like, considering we were talking...
kind of like they're brushing it off, like, you're fine, you'll be alright. Yeah.
It's like they're throwing you an Instagram quote.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And because we were talking about the deep stuff earlier, I did just want to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Because that was a very personal one for me. What truly makes you happy?
Oh, it's going to make me sound like a right simp,
For a start.
Personally, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously my missus at the moment. But for me, it's like when I was out of a relationship, because I'm so used to having like very long relationships. I've been in 2 relationships.
And I can back you on this because you have told me loads of times.
I've been in a relationship. I've only had like 2 proper relationships in my life, both lasting 2 and then to 3 years, near enough. And then when you're out of that, you're so used to like their affection and them around you, talking to them. It's like generally, it's like having your love and your best mate at the same time. And then out of nowhere, that's gone. It is generally for me hard to deal with. Like, so like when I finish work, I'm sat there and I'm like, I'm used to having someone now. And then it's like, so obviously once I got with my Mrs. Crystal, automatically, like, yeah, she's only stopped at mine for like 2 days, but already I feel better in myself because I've now got someone on my side that can, because you don't want to constantly go to your mates and you don't want to constantly go to your parents because it's just long. But when you have a relationship, you both can like, and that's the thing with me, like, when they're feeling shit, you're there for them, and then when you're feeling shit, it's 50-50. And when you've got that bond, automatically, you feel like you're not less wanting to be sad because you know you've got a relationship and you've got to both be strong. Do you know what I mean? So for me, like, it's all fucking soppy shitty, but for me, what makes me happy most is when I'm in a relationship, because I know my head's screwed on. I know that if I make a wrong decision, that's in fatal of what could end, and so I feel like my head's screwed on, and then because I know I'm looking after someone else, I'm improving myself because I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I feel like that's my answer.
It's a good mindset.
Yeah.
And it makes you more likely to sort of, even if something, I'm not saying it's going to, even if something did go wrong, it makes you more likely to sort of like cling on to it and not force anything, but not just be like, I feel like this isn't working, let's end it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I can't stand it a bit. I literally said to Case the other day, I was just like, Case, there's just one thing I beg of you. It's that you don't do that. Because that's the shit.
Are you on about when they have one little argument like now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that. That's
and
like,
I know she won't. And you know, I'll talk about Case a bit because she's lovely, man. Because I met her through Tinder, same as you with Crystal.
Yeah.
When I first spoke to her, I thought she was lovely, but I was just the same as I have been for the past 2-3 years. I don't even let a relationship pop into my head because it just feels like a waste of time.
Yeah.
But I don't know, mate, there was just something about her when I was talking to her, I was just like, this girl is genuinely lovely. And like, you know when you meet that select few people that you actually feel they care.
Yeah. You
Like,
literally 100%.
I got that completely from her.
It's like our first conversation with Crystal, literally. So I was on my 5.2, and obviously I was on my phone at the time, and I got like a little match thing. I was like, oh, Sam, you know, looked at it, and she was like, how are you? And I was like, okay, like that straight away.
And she's very your type.
Extremely. Like, and like, I told her I was on a shift, and she was like, oh, that's so sad. And I even said this the other day, like, she's actually the first like girl in a relationship that's actually like boosted me up, and not like, it's not always been about them. Like, for once, like, she's the first woman that I swear to God has gave me compliments out of nowhere. And I swear to God, a lot of you lads will feel this. It's so rare that we get compliments. It's such a thing of women always get compliments, like every single day. Like, it doesn't matter what they're even wearing or what they're doing, they will get complimented something. We have to fucking work hard or to look on point to get a compliment. Bro, I could wake up and she's like, oh, you're adorable, or how it, like, it's when they actually like fucking care. And I feel like some people might be used to that, but generally I've had a few toxic relationships where it's like I've got to do something on point to get a compliment, and I feel like it's just rare that lads actually get like that proper attention.
I agree with you.
Like, when a girl gives you a compliment, I don't care, lads, it's better than sex. It's like something you've never had. Like, whoa, the only woman that said I'm handsome is my mother. Whoa, where's this come from?
I feel like that because for me, I was in a cycle of just pleasure.
Yeah.
Like, and not even just sex-wise. I mean, you know, you could match someone on Tinder and they could say that you're beautiful, and bro, not gonna lie, they did. Like, Tinder is just full of people giving you compliments, and then if you never talk to them again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you know there's something else.
Another four matches, like, like.
Not for all of us.
Is premium? No, I'm joking. I've never bought Tinder Gold. The fact that I have met someone and you've met someone that does just give you those compliments. I don't get me wrong, Matt. I give her more than enough fucking
100%.
compliments, but she's just so lovely. And
it's like when you said to me you finished your 5.2, and she set an alarm.
I showed you that message.
She set an alarm.
And this was
to wake up to him like that is
this
fucking,
was early. I just thought she was awake, and she went, "I'll tell you a secret," and she went, "I set an alarm so I could wake up and talk to you." Bro, she was in work for 8 the next morning, and she was talking to me till like 4. Bro, she's so lovely, man. Someone asked me the other day, and I've told her about this. Like, I make a joke about deleting Tinder.
I've deleted it.
So, yeah, I have. Like, I deleted it the first time I met her.
Yeah.
But I made a joke about, do you know how much that pained me? Like, or about that many matches. Do you know how much that fucking pained me? Because I was on it for so long.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, yeah, but did you delete it or did you just pause it? And I was just like, no. Because I was making a joke, and then that did just completely kill it. Because I was just like, no, I went into this thinking it's permanent. I'll be honest, I've never had that before. I have never been with a girl and thought, this is not only the only one I'm going to be with, the only one I want.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm a flirty cunt, man. I flirt with every single lad. Like, whenever I just see someone, I'm like, oh, you're right. No, because I'm just like, bro, all my flirting goes to her, and she fucking knows it as well. That's the thing that pisses me off. I see it. I see why people have relationships. It might be because I'm that bit older and because I have had some fucking shit experiences before. That sort of thing. So saying to her, just please don't. Because, bro, I trust her. I don't worry about things that you worry about when you're 16.
Yeah.
You know, I trust, she's a woman. She knows what to do. I just feel like getting stuff out of the way, like, don't think it's not working because of a single argument. I feel like that's a very mature thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Rather than just, you know, oh, let me see what lads are on your snap.
Yeah, because, like, that's one thing I'll never do. It doesn't matter how many fucking, like, little voices are going on in my head telling me shit. That's one thing I'll never do, is going through a girl's phone. I've never done it, but it's funny, they always go, like, you can check my phone. I'm like, no, I'm not toxic. I'm not going through your phone. Trust you.
What does that say about your opinion of them if you're going to do that?
Yeah.
And bro, the amount of people I know that have done that.
What, actually gone through their phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's wrong. Obviously, it shows that the girl clearly is legit. Like, I'm on Crystal that she said to me, you can go through my phone. I was like, no, I trust you. If I didn't trust you, this wouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? But, like, no. But obviously, that just shows to me that she clearly, like, she even sent me, like, a screen recording, like, literally, like, bro, bless her. She bought premium Snapchat to be pinned.
Oh, mad.
30 quid a month just to have me pinned. I said she's a fucking retard. She is a fucking retard. No, there's no need for that. You can literally just, like, make sure I'm #1 on your best friends list. But no, she fully... And this was before we got together. This is while I was in the talking stage. What the fuck? I said to her, I ain't doing that. I ain't got the money for that. I've not got the money for that, but thanks. I appreciate the thought.
I would do that. I'm on the bread line.
But, like, honestly, I was like, why? And she's like, cause looks nice. And I was like, fair enough. You do, you do.
You sound like such fucking simps, right?
I know what, I don't care. I actually am a sim.
Bro, yeah, genuinely.
I hate people that are like, oh, why you like...
Literally every
Fuck
single...
off.
She doesn't fucking believe me when I tell her this, right? But every single... Please back me up on this.
Go on.
Every single time someone asks me about her, I say, I do this exact same thing. Oh, she's so lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You
bro,
do that a lot.
Exactly.
Fucking listen, Casey. Fucking hell.
Like, me and you had a little conversation last night. And I think this kind of fits in about what makes you happy, and I think it shows that she does, because then there's the contrast when I come home and it does feel like doom and gloom.
Oh god,
Sometimes.
literally, when I left her from the train, I was like, I'm gonna wake up on myself. I didn't like it.
But like, I mean, it's not too bad, because with Case, I'm like, you know, I'll be here in a few days. The only thing I do struggle with is, like, obviously after these 2 days off, I've got 9 days in a row of work.
Yeah,
So I'm not really going to get to talk to her that much. I'm not... well, I'm going directly after
But
work.
I said this to Crystal, I was like, in a way, it's a blessing that you kind of live a bit away. It's not a bit away, it's Telford, but from here, like, it's a good an hour and a half on the train. But I said, it's kind of a good thing that there's going to be gaps when I see
gives you that
It gives me that excitement, and not, fuck yeah, I can't wait to see her. If she lived down the road, straight away, obviously because it's early days, we want to see each other loads and loads, and then fucking what, a year in, it'd be like, you'd be like a fucking married couple.
Literally. Nah, relationships are good.
Right now, obviously, you've been with her for a good months. Obviously, with me and Crystal, it's early days, but so far, there's not one thing I can say.
And, bro, same. It's early days. I could be chatting out my arse. She could get bored of me so quick. I really fucking hope she doesn't.
Yeah.
But even though we're using specific examples, I feel like it's a good thing to think about for good signs in relationships anyway. Because, bro, it doesn't matter what happens. Like, bro, she could break up with me tomorrow. She could. She's not going to. You're not fucking going to. But she is watching.
Yeah.
It still doesn't stop that there's no bad thing to take away from it. There's no bad thing to take away from the fact that you're excited every time you see each other. You know, there's no underlying issue there, is there?
There's one thing my dad always said to me, like when I obviously have had relationships in the past. He says, "Don't think about like the future. Oh, what if we're not together? Take it how it goes. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. Take it day by day."
And the thing is,
there's no point going, "Oh, but are we gonna be together in like 5 years?" Well, anything could happen in 5 years, and obviously in my mind, I'm like, yeah, because like, you know, if you think you're loyal, you're loyal. But like, you don't know what could happen
and
in 5 years.
Relationships change over time.
It's like friends.
So the time that people break up the most is when honeymoon period ends and actual relationship comes in. So it goes from being all fairies
lovey-dovey and then commitment.
But and that's where the phrase "you don't know someone until you live with them" comes in. So that's the true thing in a relationship. So with Case, I'll be honest, a lot of it is lovey-dovey, but there are times where she can tell I'm upset, I can tell she's upset, and we're both just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Yeah.
And that's a relationship. And there's little things. So have I told you the story about buying her flowers?
Yeah.
It's the cutest shit ever, man.
I said to my mum, and obviously Crystal knows this, when she first came round, and obviously she was asleep and I was there, you know how many times I was so tempted to say I love you? Right? And I was with her. This is bad, but it's not bad. And I say this all the time, it's what my dad used to say. If it feels right, fucking say it. Good or bad, negative, good, positive, whatever the fuck. If it feels right to say something, say it. But I didn't say it at the time. And then, bro, we're just on FaceTime, and I just went, I love you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I've been with her since the fucking 3rd of September. I don't care. If it feels right, it feels right.
See, I'm with you on that, because
my mum was like, Luke, what
first
are you doing?
couple of
like,
times,
no, fuck you.
first couple of times I met Case, we were just cuddling, and I was just like, I literally said it out loud. I went, I really want to say it. And then the third time, because obviously each time I've stayed over at hers, so I'd spent a fair bit of time.
Yeah.
The third time, there were a few moments where I could tell she was thinking it, and I just was like, I know she wants me to say it first, so I said it first, and then the next time I went round, she said it.
But yeah, he was like, I was like, bro, I'm getting urges right now to say this sentence. But you're like, no, because you generally do get scared. Well, if they're like, whoa, too soon,
and your heart just goes out your arse then.
Yeah, because then you'd be like, fuck, this is awkward. You know what I mean? Even if you're grown up, that is an
and
awkward
it's
situation.
Always going to be in the back of your mind that you feel more towards them than they do towards you.
Yeah, maybe they're just saying it because I said it.
Even if it just takes longer for them to just commit to it, it's always going to be in the back of your mind.
It's what? Well, to be fair, before any of us said it, she just said, I think I'm falling in love with you. So then afterwards I was just like...
Because when I said it to Kate, I knew she wanted me to say it. And then when I said it, her eyes, I think she cried. Or her eyes got a bit teary. She took it very well. Is there a last question? I feel like that was a... Surely they can never fucking argue with us anymore.
Got it on fucking video!
Right, last question.
Go for it.
What are your inspirations? Bro, because there's inspirations for loads of different things. So dressing and confidence, Youngblood.
Yeah.
Music, Machine Gun Kelly. Even though I prefer Youngblood's music, Machine Gun Kelly, when I listen to his music, I am just like, I could do that.
yeah, I get you.
So Smoking Kills, it's such a Machine Gun Kelly song.
Well, when it comes to fashion, I feel like it's just the metal scene. Well, I don't know, because when I was younger, I straight away was such a skater kid. I can't fucking skateboard. I've got one, but it's just for display. But
just for the
I was fully skater kid, backwards snap, long sleeve shirts, bands. But I feel like my dress sense really just comes, obviously there's Youngblood incorporations, but it's just the metal scene. But for the main inspirations for me is obviously, because obviously I like train and stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but Ronnie Coleman. He's an 8-time Mr. Olympia. And this is what I love about him. Came from literally working at Pizza Hut and random shitty jobs. And he's a black man. He became a police officer in Louisiana or something. Back in pretty racist days.
And bro, still in America.
Yeah, and he just trained extremely hard, but he was extremely humble, and I think that's one really good thing about me. I am not an egotistical prick.
You're
I will literally, I could do something really amazing. I'll just be like, it's nothing. Because I feel that's just the way to be. And like this guy, bro, he squatted 800 pounds for 2 reps, and he snapped his spinal disc. Didn't feel it while he was doing it. Over time, he reminds me of my dad, to be fair. Like in his glory, and then over time, bro, like his legs just gave in on himself. He had to have metal discs in his spinal cord. Like fully, like fucked himself. But in a way, he did that for the legacy he has. And I feel like that's a lot of like stuff I get from like, I love the humbleness when it comes to like me doing sports, and just like the dedication, but not in like a Mr. aggressive, toxic masculinity way. Like I feel like lads can go to the gym, lift weights, be hench, without being a prick. Like I'm generally, I hate it. I go to my gym, you see the lads looking fucking angry as hell, in their fucking Gymshark clothing, lifting weights, thinking they're badass when there's no need. A gym is meant to be a happy like environment, and it's meant to be a place where everyone. So like, one thing I really hate when people go to the gym for the first time and go, "Oh, I feel like everyone's gonna judge me." Honestly, I've never judged one person at the gym because you're too focused on your own thing.
And like you, even if you saw someone that you're just like, yeah, that is the first time they've come here.
Yeah.
I think most people that aren't cunts would be like, fair play. They're doing something.
And I feel
about
like with me, no, I don't judge, but I pay more attention to the people that are like extremely better than me. No offense, like, I couldn't give a fuck what some random guy's doing. I don't care if he's lifting a certain thing wrong. That's his problem. I focus more on the people that I'm like, fucking hell, that guy is like, how is he doing that? Like, but I just never get that when I never even thought it like people are gonna judge me because like, in a way, even the experts fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if you've been to the gym.
There's been times where the strongest person in the gym could not lift the heaviest weight.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a fact. Yeah, for me, it's people like Youngblood. Not just Youngblood, obviously, but yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, I'll say Youngblood's such a big... Like,
Oasis were a big one.
He's fully like... I don't think you'd be the same if you'd never found Youngblood.
Bro, honestly, when I found Youngblood...
You wouldn't have half the tattoos if you went Youngblood.
But when I found him, it was kind of a guilty pleasure, because first I'd heard Parents, because Joel used to put it on, even though he fucking hated him. So in that way, he was kind of like a guilty pleasure, because I wasn't fussed about music. I listened to it because Joel put it on. Like every other time, bro, I'll watch a film. And then Patience came out, and it got stuck in my head, and then Jay started mumming it at work, and I was just like...
Man had an epiphany, bro.
I like that.
You had an epiphany.
And then over time, I was just like, oh, I can't deny it, he's fucking sick. Then I just started listening to more of him, and he's genuinely incredible in every single way.
I don't know what I'd do, like, honestly, without music, because there's not one part. I literally walk to work, gym, fucking...
Like, obviously, I listen to
sitting
some...
in the house.
And like, I had a similar thing with Harry Styles. So like, I find him... They're so different, but they are so similar. Him and Youngblood.
Yeah. One's like the rugged version, one's the
he's
posh
the
version.
corporate, yeah. And bro, he changed everything. He changed the way I dress.
Yeah, literally.
Like he changed everything. He changed the confidence. Yeah, fucking pink socks, man.
Fucking creepers, man.
Like just that confidence he has without being a cunt. You know what I mean? He's got confidence, but he's... Bro, I'm not gonna lie, he's seen fans in the queue, right? Seen fans that you look at and you're just like, they're not attractive. But he's just gone... He's just treated them the same as these fucking edgy, beautiful girls that come up to him. And the exact same. And, you know, like he should. Like he absolutely should. But I've never seen a video of MGK going up to an ugly fan. No. MGK is the biggest guilty pleasure I've got. I love his music. I can't fucking stand him.
See, in a way, my guilty pleasure's Limp Bizkit. Because Fred Durst is such a twat, but I don't care.
Such a twat.
I grew up on fucking...
No, that's...
like full on metal, but like rap and just like fuck you attitude music. And obviously, I can't exactly say I got my style from Slipknot because I don't exactly walk around with a jumpsuit and a mask. But like with like the metal scene, it's just the clothes of just like I don't care about like looking. It's like when I paint my nails, I don't do it till it's like beautiful and like all polished. Bro, I like my nails to be fucking cut up and like fucking peeled a bit. I like wearing like chains.
It's
like,
just
I don't even clean my shoes.
What you like,
rugged.
and to end this podcast, I would end it with that line. What you should be inspired by is what you like. So, you know, there's a load of people that hate Youngblood. That's absolutely fine. Like, but I love him. Just leave me to like what I like. And it's just lucky that you like him as well.
Yeah,
so,
literally.
But yeah, thank you for watching this episode of Shamble Rambles. I feel like that was a deep one.
Yeah.
No, we smashed it. That was a good one. That was a great episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you very soon. I love you.